All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakakwadash, and double honors unto the elders and apostles of James Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see, it's from BBC.com. It says, I had to downgrade my life. U.S. workers in debt to buy groceries. And so we see how drastic the times are beginning to be, man. Right, so I just want to start off with this book of here with Second Esdras, the 16th chapter and the 17th verse down. Right, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days. Right, because we understand that everybody living upon the earth are going to have to deal with these sorrows, these scourges in which Yahweh Shem Shai is bringing. Hey, regardless if you believe it or not, hey, you're going to be caught in the thick of it, man. And ultimately, if you're not of the elect, you're going to be consumed by one way or another, right? It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, right? In the article, the subject of the matter is famine. Because Esau can engineer a famine, or Yahweh Shem Shai can just create a famine, which he's creating a famine either way. Because if Esau is doing it, ultimately Yahweh Shem Shai put it on E's mind to do that, right? But it says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine. And that's little to no accessibility of food, or, hoarding up the food and saying you can't get it unless you agree to a specific mean, man. Right? It says in great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, right? And plague is what? Talking about, the pestilence. And it was just an article today basically stating that a person in the U.S. has the bubonic plague. Now, we understand that's an ancient plague that Yahweh Shem Shai brought upon Jake in Europe during the so-called Dark Ages, and to destroy him, man. Right? It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Right? So these plagues coming upon the earth, should change your conduct. It's like a whooping, man. Hey, once you get a whooping, there should be in your mind a switch that means, or that tells you, hey, I need to change what I'm doing because this hurts. But the scriptures tells you what? But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth. And when you look at these particular goods in which Jake, craves, the sweets, whether it be the candies, whether it be the pastries, whether it be the drinks, these things are the cheapest items, in your stores, right? Your chips, everything that has a high bliss points, and ultimately detrimental unto your health, right? It says, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth. Esau will bring back a dollar menu item that Jake ain't seen in a while, and niggas will lose it. He's selling burgers for pennies and dimes and dollars on certain days. It says that they think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth. So ultimately, he blinds them by this facade of good times and folly, bread and circuses. Much like in Rome, the same thing is happening today. It says sword, famine, and great and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. And there goes the subject matter again. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So let's get back into it. It says Stacey Ellis a lifelong Democrat. And there you go, Jake trusted in this system. Why is that the first sentence that we read? Right? It says a lifelong Democrat. And when all hell break loose, she's going to give right into E's system. It says should be the kind of voter that U.S. President Joe Biden can count on. But after 4 years of rising prices, her support is worn thin. And every time she shops at the supermarket, she is reminded how things have changed for the worse. Miss Ellis works full-time as a nurse assistant and has a second part-time job. But she needs to economize. She has switched stores, cut out brand names, items like Dove soap and Stroman bread. I never heard of that before. But it says in all but said goodbye to her favorite Chick-fil-A sandwich. Right, so now she has to live according to her means for real. Right, it says still Miss Ellis is sometimes turn to risky payday loans, short-term borrowing with high interest rates, and she's dealing with the same thing, majority of the world is dealing with, especially, how the American dollar is folding and crumbling, right? Because everybody in the world is feeling it, man. It's not just America. Yahweh Shema Shai brings all different all different kinds of troubles into this earth, man. Whether it be famines, whether it be natural disasters, whether it be a influx of pestilences, all different types of things are occurring, and it's ultimately for the rulers of this world to lose their power. As the scripture says, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to snatch the crowns off the kings, the heads, man, off the head of the kings, like it, right? So it says she's getting loans, and as she grapples with grocery prices that have surged 25% since Biden entered office in January, prior to inflation, she says, I didn't have any debt, I didn't have any credit cards, never applied for like a payday loan or any of those things. But since inflation, I need to do all those things. I've had to downgrade my life completely. Hey, welcome, man. Welcome. Hey, but this shows you the mind of, an American versus the mind of the men of the Lord. Hey, because the scripture says, hey, we both know how to be abased and how to abound. Feed me. Matter of fact, I gotta grab that. I believe this is the Apostle Paul, I believe, said it. Salakia. That's another food that is convenient. I believe that's the same precept right there. Convenient. Lord, well, I'm not spelling that right at all. Convenient. There we go. Right, it says Proverbs 30:8, remove far from me vanity and lies, give me neither poverty nor riches, feed me with food convenient for me. And that's Proverbs 30:8. I want to look that up really quick to get that word convenient. All right, this is the word convenient. H2706. It says hoik. It says a prescribed limit, right? And that's the point. It's a prescribed limit, a boundary. Hey, the Lord knows just exactly how much you need to continue, right? To continue to believe in Him and to continue to work for Him. And there's a scripture that speaks about how basically, I believe it was Apostle Paul that was saying it, how he doesn't want to be rich so that he leaves the Most High, but he also doesn't want to be poor, that he goes out and harms himself to get it. And Lord willing, I'll come back to that precept and find it. But continuing, it says, the leap in grocery prices has outpaced the historic 20% rise in living costs that followed the pandemic, squeezing households around the country and fueling widespread